Immigration enforcement actions by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement drew significant public attention. A notable event described on X as ICE blocks Freeway. Deports, entire convoy of migrants, involved ICE blocking a highway to detain and deport a large group of migrants. This article provides a neutral overview of ICE's activities in July 2025, based on data and reliable sources, including X posts, to clarify the context, impact, and public reactions. If you're interested in this topic, comment number 1. According to X posts and news reports, on July 18, 2025, a post from the account Jerry K22141809 mentioned ICE blocking a highway to stop and deport a group of migrants, referred to as an entire convoy. Another post from Readaroo19 on July 20, 2025, shared a YouTube video with a similar title, highlighting ICE's efforts to strengthen immigration enforcement under the Trump administration. This event was noted as one of the largest enforcement actions of the month. ICE and the Department of Homeland Security reported that in July 2025, ICE conducted over 273,000 arrests and deported more than 239,000 undocumented migrants nationwide. These figures include actions by both ICE and Customs and Border Protection, though specific CBP data was not fully disclosed. The operations focused on priority targets, such as those with criminal records, but also included migrants without criminal histories, as noted in a July 3, 2025 Washington Post article. Data from the Deportation Data Project shows that by June 11, 2025, ICE arrests had surged compared to late 2024. In July 2025, ICE intensified operations, including workplace and residential raids and highway interventions, like the one mentioned on X. The Washington Post reported that Venezuelan arrests by ICE quadrupled over the past 2 years, with about 486,000 undocumented Venezuelans living in the U.S. as of mid-2023. The cancellation of temporary protected status for Venezuelans made many more vulnerable to deportation. An NPR report from June 6, 2025, noted that ICE detention centers were overcrowded, holding over 48,000 people, a 20% increase from January 2025. However, deportations didn't keep pace, leading to space shortages. Deportation flights rose from 4 to 5 per day in late 2024 to 6 to 7 per day in July 2025, each carrying about 120–150 people, mostly to Central American countries. The ICE Blocks Freeway event, detailed in a July 22, 2025 YouTube video, showed ICE coordinating with local law enforcement, including the Texas Department of Public Safety, to stop a convoy allegedly carrying undocumented migrants near the southern border. The operation resulted in the deportation of the entire group, though exact numbers weren't provided. It was part of a broader campaign to curb human smuggling. ICE's actions, including the highway blockade, contributed to a decline in illegal border crossings. CBP reported a record low of 6,072 apprehensions at the southern border in June 2025, a trend that continued in July with an average of 1,150 daily apprehensions. The highway operation was seen as part of coordinated efforts with ICE, CBP, and local agencies to disrupt large migrant groups often organized by smuggling networks. However, these actions sparked controversy. The Washington Post noted that only 6% of those arrested by ICE in June 2025 had serious criminal convictions, raising concerns that non-threatening migrants were being targeted, contrary to claims of focusing on the most dangerous. ICE's operations, including workplace and residential raids, significantly impacted migrant communities. A June 18, 2025, Guardian article described fear in Lake Worth Beach, Florida, where many migrants avoided going out due to ICE arrests. A local community center reported that 70% of migrants attending regular immigration check-ins were deported, detained, or ordered to self-deport within 90 days. In Los Angeles, ICE raids caused significant tension. Reports described plainclothes ICE agents wearing masks arresting migrants in public places like supermarkets and bus stops. A June 20, 2025 NYMag.com article reported that ICE arrested about 100 people over 2 days at strawberry and flower fields in Ventura County, California. These actions left many migrants living in fear, limiting their daily activities like attending school or work. Immigrant rights groups, such as the American Friends Service Committee, criticized ICE for lacking transparent legal processes. An NBC News report from May 31, 2025, highlighted that ICE detained many migrants immediately after their immigration cases were dismissed in court, placing them in expedited removal without full hearings. This process was expanded to apply to those in the U.S. for less than 2 years, regardless of their location. A case example is Alexander Baluti, a Belarusian migrant detained right after his immigration case was dismissed. His father, Vadzim Baluti, called it a judicial trap due to the lack of notice that case dismissal would lead to immediate detention. Lawmakers like Representative Dan Goldman labeled these actions Gestapo-like, citing their lack of transparency and fairness. X posts reflected polarized public opinion. Some users strongly supported ICE's tough measures, viewing them as necessary for national security and law enforcement. Jerry K22411809 wrote, ICE blocked the freeway and deported an entire migrant convoy. This is what it takes to protect our country. Similarly, Readeroo19 stated, this shows the administration is serious about controlling the border and stopping illegal immigration. However, others raised concerns about the operation's humanity and effectiveness. A post from Justice for All 22, representing a common sentiment, questioned whether highway blockades and mass deportations address the root causes of immigration or merely increase social tensions. ICE's July 2025 activities, including the highway blockade, aligned with the Trump administration's broader strategy to deport millions of undocumented migrants. Supported by the One Big Beautiful Bill passed on July 3, 2025, ICE received nearly $170 billion to expand enforcement, including hiring 20,000 new agents and doubling detention center capacity. Challenges remain. Overcrowded detention centers and limited deportation capacity may reduce campaign effectiveness. Arrests at immigration courts and workplace raids have strained relations with local communities, especially in high migrant areas like California and Florida. Legal challenges from immigrant rights groups and lawsuits could also slow these policies. Looking ahead, balancing national security and human rights may require alternatives like comprehensive immigration reform. The proposed Dignity Act of 2025 by Reps. Maria Elvira Salazar and Veronica Escobar aims to provide a legalization path for undocumented migrants while strengthening border security, offering a potentially more humane solution than mass raids and deportations. July 2025 saw robust ICE enforcement, with the highway blockade and entire convoy deportation as a key highlight. Data shows ICE arrested over 273,000 people and deported more than 239,000 in 2025, but only a small fraction had serious criminal convictions. While these actions reduced illegal immigration, they raised concerns about human rights, legal processes, and community impacts. X posts reflect a divided public, from support for strict measures to worries about their humanity. As immigration policies advance, finding a balanced solution will be key to addressing immigration sustainably and fairly. This article has utilized reliable sources and perspectives from social media to provide a comprehensive view. For a deeper understanding, readers can refer to statements from DHS, CBP, or reports from Reuters, The Guardian, and WOLA.
Right now we're just going to see if we can help I see the Ford Ranger and an F-150 kind of reddish maroon.
Work truck. So, but I'm thinking.
Tengo tres.
Leave. And I saw one truck with its lights on.
Yeah, let's just roll up and take them right now.
Yes, ICE is the convoy to get into the facility. So we have to do
Yeah, let's just roll up and take them right now.